Tom.
Thank you. Hey, aloha offline sharks and remote millionaires members and all of the amazing community and the remote marketing agency owners Facebook group. You are here at the Friday live jam session. I'm Tom Gaddis, and I've got my business partner, Nick, on here. What's up, Nick?
Hey, Tom. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's been a little crazy this morning.
Yeah. What's going on?
I was supposed to be
Do you need a vent?
supposed to be on a sales call, and they didn't show up, which is super frustrating.
Yeah.
But it happens, right? It happens. So just lots of stuff going on in Tom's world. So
yeah,
pretty crazy. How about you? How are things there in Hawaii?
Always good. Always good. It's sunny outside. I'm inside like usual. But yeah, things are going good. I mean, just as you know, we've been talking about lots of things going on. Especially in the agency side, a lot of changes, a lot of moving parts, a lot of new clients, which is great, right? Like with everything going on, as crazy it can get, it almost seems like the throttle has just like been stepped on, like a brick has been dropped on the gas pedal even more. And it's crazy.
Well, you know what's interesting about you saying that, because I know today we're going to be talking about recession proofing your business, but it's like, man, I don't know, like after the pandemic, like the pandemic really helped me to develop a calm about like what goes on in the world, because man, we were like in triage mode for a while, right? Figuring that out. But like the agency grew, right? Like our asset, like here's the big thing. We have an asset that we started at the beginning of the pandemic, right? People always talk about, well, how do you, I just heard somebody talking about this online the other day. Like, what would you invest in to hedge your bets and control your money and make sure you don't lose everything? And somebody responded and they were like, look, the reality is nothing. Like there's nothing you can invest in that will do that. What you can invest in though is skills and assets, right? Like building really good assets that continue to generate revenue. What's going on? And one of those for us has been the email list at Hawaii Thrive. Right. And people always say like, well, how do you build an email list like that? Well, it's like you do it over time. Like you just start and then you keep doing it every single day, right? At the start of the pandemic, we had an appointment setter calling every single day, verifying businesses, adding them to the email list. And they have been doing that every day since, right? And if you are watching the stream and you had started that process at the same time we did and did it along with us, you would now have an asset that has thousands of business names that you could email and build a relationship with and all that stuff too. Like it wasn't rocket science. We didn't do anything special, right?
And a lot of our members have. A lot of them have. And if you haven't,
a lot of them have, yeah.
And here's another important little tidbit about that, Tom, and if you haven't yet, the best time to start is right now.
That's right. The old, when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. When's the second best time? Today.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Well, we started rambling on, and I didn't do the intro. So let me cue up the intro. We'll come back. We're going to do some shark shout outs to prove to you that the remote agency business model can recession proof not just your business, but your life, because people are getting wins. I was just thinking about this morning too. All those wins we've been sharing every week, right? All the stuff going on in the world. But I mean, last week there was a ton. And this week, let me check. Yeah, a lot of wins this week too. So
why am I not surprised? A lot of wins this week.
Like, hey, look, let's trust the process and take some action, and we'll probably be okay. So, all right, I'm going to cue the intro. We'll see you back here in one momento.
Ready for the fastest 60 minutes of strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world? It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Now, back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Yeah, I saw you doing that. Hey, Patty is razzing us about our shirts. Appreciate that, Patty.
I mean, we went pretty basic and simple, right?
Right. We're in the, although I'm not a dad, we're in dad gear, right?
Man, I have like, it's interesting because like I've had to rework my outfit since moving to Vegas because, you know, in Maui, I was always in shorts.
Rework my outfits.
I did, yeah.
Tagline.
Yeah,
Somebody
well,
please make a.
it got
Make
cold
it.
here. It got cold here. So I was like, oh, man.
We need a meme. All of our meme people in our group.
Yeah.
Actually, I changed my mind, Dorn. I'm Kevin's father, as Patty knows.
Awesome. So we were talking about recession proofing your business. We were talking about the wins. We were talking about the process, right? And regardless of what's going on out there, and this is something that we talk about in Remote Millionaires. Usually, when I have intro calls with people, I like to talk to them about this because so many people get wrapped up in the where they want to go, right? Like the end goal. And usually for a lot of people, that's a financial thing, right? Like they've really latched on to this, you know, they really want a 6-figure agency or they really want to make 20,000 a month. Like there's this number that they've kind of just put out there that is what they want to do, right? But one of the things that I tell people in that program, because in there, we're building a real business, right? We're building a real business, an asset, something we own that we can use for a long time. And always what I tell them is like, look, if you put, like, it's great to have that goal. It's great to have that out there. But what's really important are the processes and the actions that you take each and every day. So if you focus on that, if you focus on the actions, the processes, and this is usually what people don't want to hear, the fundamentals, right? Like Nick always says, the thing that high achievers always have is they have their fundamentals in line. The fundamentals are down, they're nailed, right? You can't get the fundamentals down and nailed if you don't do them on a daily basis. So you just have to focus on that process. And if you just focus on the process and doing those things each and every day, that result will come eventually. I don't know when. Like it may take a long time because you're going to have a lot of stuff going on as you figure all this out, but it will eventually come if you continue to do that, right? Like even this live show, I was just telling somebody today, like how many people come on the live show and they're like, oh man, we'll do a live show in our group. And then they do like 5 or 6 and then we never see them again, right? Like we have been doing this live show every Friday for, God, what, 3 years?
It's crazy.
I mean, is that nuts? That's nuts. And we very rarely don't. I mean, I think both of us have not been here maybe like not even a hand. Like you could count how many times we've missed it on one hand. Like that's the type of consistency you have to have in everything else too, right?
And the reality is even if nobody came, we'd probably still be here doing it. And that's why it works.
If we put the recording out there, we'd use it for something. Yeah, like. Yeah.
But that's why it works, right? Fundamentally, that's why it works. We're going to make a commitment. We're going to do it every day. Just like if it's a, you know, I want to get more clients. I'm going to do my RPAs every day. I'm going to do my revenue producing activities every day. Or somebody on my team is going to do that no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to have those in place.
Yeah. Super important. Yeah. I didn't even realize anything was going on like in all the crypto. I just saw people starting to post about all the craziness in crypto yesterday. And I was like, wow, how fitting. We're doing a thing on recession proofing and building assets, which is really key. Right.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all that stuff going on. So awesome. Well, let's start off because I want to get our guests out here and we've kind of been rambling on. We want to talk about, we have some special guests today. They have a new product that just launched today. But their whole process is about building assets in your media assets in your local community that you can use to get clients, build your authority, monetize, a whole lot of stuff in there. It's really, really great. They came on Wednesday and did a special training for our agency growth machine members. So if you're an AGM member and you didn't see that, you should watch it. It's in your members area. It's really great. They shared some awesome strategies that you can start implementing right away. So I want to get them out here. But first, we need to do our shark shout out. So first and foremost, I'm going to share my screen here. Oh, and I want to do 2 shout outs before I get to the official shout outs. So shout out number 1, I want to give to my oldest daughter, Paige. She busted her rear end to audition for the dance team at her high school. She didn't make it, but she put in her best effort. She did a great job. So I'm super proud of you, honey. So a shout out to you. And then second, Kevin Boyd Sr., one of our sharks, is actually developing an AGM site. He's been working it for a while, getting some traction, but he's also a trucker, and he is currently parked here in Vegas. He sent me a Facebook message yesterday, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm a shark. I'm a trucker. I'm parked here in Vegas. I've been doing the AGM thing. I've been getting traction. I keep plugging away. Just wanted to say thanks." So, Kevin, welcome to Vegas. Hope you have a good little stay here. And next time, give me some advance notice so maybe we can hook up. Grab some
right. Yeah, Kevin, if you know it's good for you, stay away from Tom while you're in Vegas.
No.
He's trouble. He's trouble.
No.
He seems nice, in his email signature. It says the all-around good guy, but you might leave that place with a little less cash. Just saying.
Look, I'm just a poor country boy from Oklahoma trying to make it in this big, scary city, Nick. That's all there is. That's all there is.
Good stuff.
Okay, awesome. So let's do some shark shout outs. So every week we like to celebrate the wins from the previous week that our members share inside the community. We got some great ones this week. Our first shark shout out goes to Jacqueline Heath. She landed, wait, that's not right. What? That can't be right, because I know Jacqueline has already had a web design client. Is that right?
She landed a web design client. I don't think it was her very first one. She's probably had several by now, dozens even.
Here. Somebody needs to proofread these. I was like, screw me. Okay, Jacqueline, congratulations. Web design client, 500 pounds, $550 US. So way to go. Shout out to Jerry Wright. He closed his first home services jackpot client, a painter, 500 pounds, $620 American. Man, people have been crushing it with the home service jackpot thing.
They really have. They really have.
Crushing it.
Look, Jacqueline has had over 20.
That's
clients.
what I thought. I don't know who this is supposed to be up here. Maybe the team can let me know.
Yeah. Well, Shashan already, she fessed up. Appreciate that, Shashan. No worries. Happens. We know.
It's all
and
good.
Then I wanted to say congrats to Jerry Wright. For his win too. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Congrats, Jerry. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. Our RM member Norm Thomas sold two $500 home services jackpot sites, plus a monthly recurring package, $1,200 a month, 6 hours of WordPress edits, $175, and then new website sale, $1,540. So Norm has been crushing. It's been awesome to watch. Way to go, Norm. Marvin Drobes, a former client, needed a one-page site, $199. He did site pops at $67 a month for 6 months and lead bubble at $49 a month. Referral for more leads, conversions, $500.
All right.
Yeah. Way to go, Marvin.
Nice.
Yeah. Our Remote Millionaires member, Bill Stanley, reported another project management win through a repeat customer, $3,000. That's awesome. Kristen Bedard, also in Remote Millionaires. This was great to see. I love those sunglasses, Kristen. She had a roofer who did her roof 2 years ago, and he needed a few website updates, and he's ready to do PPC starting with at least $1,000 a month. So I've noticed that's another little thing that seems to be doing really well. PPC. People picking up PPC clients.
I've been leaning on it pretty heavy with what we're doing in Remote Millionaires. So
yeah. Patches says a good job.
Yeah, thanks, Patches. Appreciate that.
He's just looking out for you. Yeah, but I've noticed that too. And then and it's a great, by the way, if you have home services jackpot, those are a great combination, right? Doing those websites and then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And the thing is the people that are a good fit for Google Ads, search engine marketing, man, when you implement some good Google Ads for them, they're going to get business. It's amazing how powerful it can be for them. And, that's why we always say, like whenever we have a sales call, I try to identify what their goals are, right? Are they trying to get some wins right now? Or are they trying to build up their branding, build up their business, SEO, right? Long-term strategy. If you're trying to get some wins right now, today, tomorrow in your business, you're probably not going to do search engine optimization. But a lot of people come in and they're like, I need to be on Google or I need to do social media. But if they're a local business and they want some quick wins right now, Google Ads is probably the best prescription for them. And, that's why we do it. And we've been seeing so many great results for a lot of our customers. And then we've been showing people in Remote Millionaires what we're doing, and they're getting wins for their people too. And then they never leave, right? When you consistently deliver results for your clients, why would they ever leave?
Yeah. Awesome job, Kristen. All right. Our next shout out goes to Rich. Rich reported his first win and first client, a 7-page website for a client in the construction niche. 2K. Awesome job, Rich.
Heck
First
yeah.
client. That's always big. Way to go.
Wait, how much? $2,000?
$1,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good first gig.
Yeah. That's a great first win. Great first win. So way to go, Rich. Cody Weaver, website update and listing for an auto mechanic shop, $375 a month. Shark Craig Harwood, he had an existing client that needs a GMB set up for a new location. Charged $495 plus $875 a month for review software access for their seven locations. So one client, 7 locations. Awesome work, Craig. Awesome work. And then finally, our lead shark, Nick Ponte, landed a new client for SEM and SEO, if I can talk. $3K a month, upsold a $3,500 website plus a $1,500 Google campaign to an existing client. Awesome.
I'm serious. Like, it's like when we started the stream, I said that it feels like the client getting and the things that we're doing now, it feels like somebody just took a brick and dropped it on the gas pedal. It really feels like that. Like,
you've reached that tipping point, right?
It's crazy. Part of it.
Well, and look, that's how you recession proof your business, right? You trust the process, you do the fundamentals, you refine those processes, you do them every single day, day in and day out, even when it feels like you're not getting any traction. Eventually you start to hit a tipping point, and now you have this thing that runs and an asset that you can continually lean on, right? Like,
well, that's a big piece of it, is like, we've been doing all these things, building all these assets, investing the time and the, sweat equity in our business to have a way to, consistently get leads, or consistently at least speak with business owners, and not, have these friction points that you normally do because you don't have a relationship with them, or you don't have trust with them. And because we've been doing that, when you bring in an actual salesperson that can also tap into that audience that you've been developing, oh my gosh, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, right? And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Like, we have all these assets and things that we've been doing to get traction. And I didn't realize, like, wow, what if we actually brought in a salesperson to start, like, actually going after these people, rather than, taking a more of a passive approach with our prospecting. Like, we send emails, we see if they respond. Sometimes we shoot videos and we send them to them. What if we have like an assassin just out there going after people? And that's what we're seeing. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you guys get a front row seat to all that, right? Like, we share all that stuff in our community, also inside Remote Millionaires. So, Marvin hit it on the head. Nick's walking the talk, right? And that's what we show people how to do. Like, look, this is what we're doing. We'll show you and help you how to do it. So awesome. Cool. So for those of you that are keeping track at home, that is a combined total of $21,865 for the week of May 7th. That brings our grand total for 2022 of closed business for Shark members, $437,626. We're getting so close to $500,000. Let's hit $500,000. I want to hit $500,000 next week, people. Let's go. Let's do it. $500,000.
Are you going to give us another magic trick if we hit $500,000?
You know what? I just may do that. I'm actually going to a magic convention. It starts Sunday. It's here for a few days in Vegas. It's called Magic Live. If any of you guys are coming, look me up. I'll be there. Maybe if we get enough likes on the stream, Tom will bust out another magic trick for us. Not today, but maybe next week. Maybe next week. We'll see what new ones I can find, right? If you've never been to a magic convention, it's kind of like a Star Trek convention, only nerdier. That pretty much all right. Pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Cool. All right. Awesome. One more thing, and then I want to get our guests out here because I know, like, sorry guys, we've been kind of rambling on. Okay. I want to do our member of the week real quick. So every week we celebrate a member of the week. They get this amazing, hear all that stuff in there, Shark treasure chest, which so far no one has revealed the contents. But you'll get one of these sent to you when you're member of the week. All you have to do is be a good steward of our community. post your wins, help everybody out, just be an all-around good person, right? And this week, our winner is dun, 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 Rich Soto.
Rich.
Congratulations, Rich.
Hell yeah, Rich.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Let's give him some applause. You guys see Nick right in the front row there?
Yeah, that's me.
Him right there. Yep. Going crazy. Congratulations, Rich. Somebody from our team is going to reach out. We're going to get you set up. Really appreciate you being in our community, and congratulations on being. I forgot to do that graphic earlier, so you like how I snuck it in there at the end. Yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, let's bring out our guest because, we've been talking about this recession-proof your business. We've been talking about building assets. As you guys know, we do this in several different ways, right? Home services jackpot. Those pre-done websites are an asset that we continue to use to make money. Members use to make money. Agency growth machine with our community websites. And our guests today, Drew and Dave, they have a strategy for building a kind of, they call it local media hero. But a lot of what they're doing ties so well into what we do here at Offline Sharks, because it really is about, being an authority in your community, building that traction, helping other people out, providing value up front, and then using that to develop these assets that you can use to get clients, to easily break the ice, or to monetize in some way. So let's bring them out. Give a big, warm Offline Sharks welcome to David and Drew.
Hey, guys.
Hey
guys, how you doing?
Awesome.
Speaking of guys walking the walk. Oh, Tom
doesn't like us.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I got to do something.
Okay.
That was a magic trick.
Yeah, right there. Watch me disappear. Chris Angel over there, he's working on his tricks. Well, so good to have you both here with us. How's everything going over there on the East Coast?
We were kind of keeping it, real since you decided to leave New York and head back to that beautiful island of yours. Not jealous or anything over here, but yeah, all's good, man. We're really excited to be here, hanging out with you guys. Flat out pure entertainment every Friday here at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. Love it.
Yeah. We try. I mean, it's, really what really makes this live show is everybody that's here with us. I mean, as you can tell, right? Like everybody in these comments, Patty, Nils, Jacqueline, Dorn, Bill, Marvin, they are the ones that make this thing awesome. So, and you guys too, are awesome guests that show up and, have some real world stuff to share with all of our members. When people come here and you guys come here, you're able to share value on what you're doing. And, obviously Tom and I have, seen pretty closely what you both have been doing over the last couple of years. And, we've liked it so much that we've loved sharing it with our tribe. So yeah,
most Friday afternoons when I'm finishing up my week, I watch the live show here with you guys. Sometimes I'm taking a walk or just doing something around my house, but I really love all of the wins, like the stuff that you just went through, the shout outs, hearing people winning, closing deals. Like to me, that's exciting. And that kind of just boosts me for the rest of the day and through the weekend. I love hearing all that stuff. So it's cool to be on the show now.
Well, it's awesome to have you guys. I'll tell you what really stuck out to me when we were talking on Wednesday on the AGM call was, you guys talking about how the strategy that you developed really, like, it saved your business. Like you guys are actually, you were so frustrated, you were, thinking about throwing in the towel, and it saved your business. Maybe you can just tell people on here kind of like, I know there you were sharing about like how you were able to flip that script and what it was like then versus what it's like today when you go in to talk to business owners. So maybe you guys can talk a little bit.
Yeah, we'd love to. So, Drew and I got together, I don't know how long ago. It was 5-6 years ago, Drew. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We were working at growing our local agency. And, as everybody who's watching probably knows, it's a struggle to get the attention of local business owners, it's a grind. Drew and I are like more marketing nerds than salespeople. Like we work at sales and are always trying to improve and grow our skills in that area. But still, it's not something that we really enjoy. And we all know the struggle it is to get in front of and get the attention and just start conversations with business owners. And we were just looking for a better way, and our agency was really struggling because of that, right, Drew? I mean, it was hard, and to constantly go out and cold call and walk into businesses and go to networking meetings, it's a grind. And when you're not someone who like totally enjoys that type of stuff, it can really start to get at you. And it's one of the biggest reasons that I see when we talk to local agency owners that they give up or just don't make it, is because of that constant grind. And we were just looking for a better way to kind of integrate ourselves into the local business community. That's a big deal, we think. A lot of people kind of just hide and lurk in the shadows. And, in all of our communities, there's a network of local business owners who are friends with each other, who refer business to each other. And we were looking for a way to kind of integrate ourselves and inject ourselves into that network of local business owners. And we kind of started to use different strategies, throw crap at the wall, and to see what would work. And we had to find a better way to just make those connections and start those conversations. So we started building these local Facebook pages that were based around news and events, things that are happening in our community. And we found out pretty quickly that people were engaging. People were really excited about the content we were sharing. And we were able to rapidly grow these pages and communities from literally just starting one to thousands of people following it and liking it in a very, very short period of time. And we kind of thought that we were onto something, right, Drew?
Yeah. Listen, every single person that's on this call, your tribe, Tom and Nick, have insane value to provide to local businesses, whether it's AGM or a whole host of other tips, tricks, strategies, services that you're providing, home services, every single category that you can possibly think of, you've got something of value to offer to those people. And the number one commonality for all of this is we probably don't like rejection. We don't like unpleasantry. We know that we've got value to offer to local businesses. And if they just gave us that opportunity to have those conversations or have more conversations, we knew that we would be able to improve our top line revenue. And as David was mentioning, we found that if we reverse the script, fast forward a little bit, the best way to get past the gatekeeper is truly to become the gatekeeper, right? And if you can command that attention of a local audience, well, if you think about it, the local audience is really the audience of a lot of these businesses as well, right? People live, they play, they go to, they play sports, they work in your local community. And the commonality amongst them is they're probably all pretty selfish, right? And not in a bad way. They're just interested in what's happening on the island, right? Or, in Las Vegas or wherever it is that you live, the offline shark community, wherever it is that you live, you've got a backyard of people that are interested in what's going on at the school, what's going on with crime, what's going on with the traffic, the government, the shutdown, the health of your local community, all those types of things. People are typically genuinely interested in what's impacting them, what's affecting them on a day-to-day basis. So we just tapped right into it, right? We reversed this script, and instead of us playing the short game right away, what would it be like if we already had the list? What if we already had the customers and clients' attention of local businesses who wanted to attract them? And so we started doing that, and we started with one community, open it up into two. And now we've got a multitude of these communities where we could literally leverage the attention and go right into those communities and introduce ourselves. They know these businesses know exactly who we are, and we're able to get through the front door without rejection, right? It's a total game changer when you know that you approach a local business the way that we do, the way that we teach inside Local Media Hero, is it takes all the friction away, it takes all the unpleasantry away, and they welcome you as a trusted advisor. You've got all the authority, you've got all the celebrity, you've got all the expertise, you've got all the credibility that you need, that they'll recognize, and they know you have exactly what they want. And it's really just about building those relationships in a little bit of a different way, where you've got all the advantage, you've got all the leverage without having to worry so much about all the stuff that we were just talking about. Like, those gatekeepers are like, no, we're all good. And that sort of thing. Right. So it's been a game changer in our business.
And there's that compare and contrast thing. So like Tom was just mentioning, compare and contrast walking into a business and, hey, I'm Dave from Delicious Marketing. Can I talk to whoever handles, your social media or your marketing, or is the owner here so I can talk to them about your website? 9 times out of 10, whether it's a call or you're walking in off the street cold, they're going to tell you, leave your information. The boss's daughter's boyfriend does that for us. We're all set. The majority of the time, right? And contrast that with walking in, say, hey, I'm Dave from Murraysville Local Scoop. We have a local social media site here. There's 10,000 people who follow us. We love your business. I love the food here. I love your service, whatever it happens to be. Can we do a quick, video feature on you and post it on our page? Who can I talk to get that set up? Well, there's a big difference there, because when you come in that way, they're going to go scramble to go find the business owner or whoever the decision maker is at that business to make that happen for themselves. And once you do, you become friends, right? It starts the conversation. It's just a totally different scenario. And once you can make your entry that way, you have a much better opportunity to make that turn and possibly talk to that business about other ways you might be able to help them with your services.
Yeah, that's such a great point. And you mentioned the short game versus the long game, which is funny because Nick and I were just talking about this the other day, weren't we? Like, we were just talking about sometimes we get wrapped up in the thinking of the short game versus the long game, right? And when we're talking about the topic of today's live, which is recession proofing your business and developing assets that you can use in the long term, that's really what we're talking about. You want to look for things. One of the things that kind of attracted us to this, to Local Media Hero, is that it does both, right? You're able to start to build and develop assets that will grow over time and really bring value in the long game. But also too, like, you don't have to wait until you're there to start to be able to get results from it, right? It's very similar to what we do with Agency Growth Machine, right? Where we start off just by using it as a foot in the door prospecting tool. And then as we grow it, other things start to happen, right? Like selling the listings and doing things like that. These groups and the things you're doing here work kind of the same way. You don't have to have thousands and thousands of followers to start monetizing and generating revenue, right? You can do it early on, but you're still building this long-term asset. So you're hitting both things, right? The short term and the long term. And I think that's super powerful, because not a lot of strategies do that. They're either a short term, you know what I mean? Usually you have to combine them or really work to make that happen.
The cool thing is, Tom, is that, obviously it's a great foot in the door opportunity, a great way to start relationships and start conversations with business owners. But it's also opened up a plethora of other opportunities for Drew and I along this journey. One example of that is down in Drew's neck of the woods. He's been working with the local Chamber of Commerce, and they were running a podcast, which literally nobody was listening to. It was really almost a waste of time, right? So, joined the chamber there, and we suggested that perhaps, could we take over your podcast and change things up a little bit? Now we have this network of about 21 of these media properties out, Drew's way. So we have this, a large harnessed local attention in that area with all these different pages. So we changed it from a podcast to a Facebook Live, where Drew took over and interviewed a chamber member business once a week. And it was syndicated via all of these, local media pages that we have. So literally it went from nobody watching this to thousands and thousands of views each week. And the coolest part of it is Drew got an uninterrupted, conversation and hour-long interview with a new local business owner each week because of that opportunity and the attention that we could give the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, and you have the Chamber of Commerce in your corner. Like, what a huge, just having them in your corner. Try calling up the chamber and being like, "Hey, can I get a list of your businesses so I can?" They're like, "No," but go to them and be like, "Hey, you're the guys that took our dying show and got people to watch it. Like, who can we send your way? Here, let us give you a list of all our businesses so you can have them on the show."
They actually did that. They hand delivered. They put it in a nice package in a bow and gave it to us so we could start reaching out to those businesses to book them on the podcast. We have the entire chamber member list, emails, phone numbers, the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow. You guys, it's such an authority hacking play. A lot of people, and we were just talking about this as well with couple of people in RM, you know, for those people that are new, you know, or only have a couple of clients, somebody was asking about not having a portfolio to show anybody. Like I'm about to talk to a new lead, but I don't have any existing websites that I've built to show them. So I'm afraid of what they'll say, or how do I even answer that question? And I know a lot of people, that's huge, right? That's very difficult to go into that conversation or that meeting with that just kind of like burning a hole in the back of your mind, you know. But when you have something like this, it really does allow you to just operate with some assumed authority, some assumed credibility. You know, when you come in, like Dave, I love that, you know, that opener that you had there about, you know, we have this asset with 10,000 followers here in the local community, and we just want to do a little interview about your business or a video and put it out there.
Yep.
Like, you immediately hacked your authority by saying, we have 10,000 people that are here just following us. They have no idea how you got those followers or what you did or anything like that. But when people hear that, it just, it patches all of that up very quickly. They don't
care. There's no questions. You know, when it comes down to it, a local business just wants more attention, more eyeballs on their business. They get that. There's not a lot of explaining that you need to do. It's just instantaneous. Yes, I want to do that. Let's get that going. And it just forms a friendship that with businesses, and businesses want to buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And it just makes selling a lot easier.
Right.
I'll give you a little inside maybe diagnosis of this and a little tip for everybody. I'm sure everybody that is watching today's program is familiar with Oprah Winfrey, right? You know, an incredible interviewer. You know, there's examples of this all over the place. You've got Cosmopolitan, you've got ESPN magazine, you've got Sports Illustrated, you've got the nightly news, but Oprah is probably the best example of this, right? Oprah has a massive audience. And anytime somebody comes out with a new book, anytime somebody, there's a new movie that's coming out, you know that they start to do the tour, right? They want to get in front of audiences. But when you command that audience, everybody wants to have access to you. And that's exactly what David is doing there. Hey, we would love to feature you on our Oprah Winfrey show, right? It's basically your little own Oprah show in your own little town, but you are the de facto expert in that town, and it opens up so many doors that even if you don't get an immediate hit from a local business, they know exactly the power that you command with this, and they will reach out to you. We've got banks reaching out to us. We've got, you know, not just for personal loans or commercial loans. They want to do business with us so they can get more exposure for the products, the services, the savings, the checking accounts, all that kind of stuff for our software. And, you know, when you know and have connections to, you know, businesses and real marketers and people that have got expertise in website development and stuff like that, they're going to come to you and say, hey, do you know of anybody that does websites, right? Oh, yeah, well, Tom and Nick does, you know, or, hey, do you know anybody that does SEO or PPC? Yes. As a matter of fact, we do know all that kind of stuff. Like, they're always looking for experts. And when you can lead with value and get them immediate results in advance, they are so much more open to doing business with you than, you know, the other guy that's, hi, I'd like to sell you my stuff, right? They would much rather redirect that money to you in that assumed attention, that assumed authority that you've got. And you really do have that authority, right? That becomes your portfolio of choice, that there's so much attention on Facebook. There's so much attention on these pages that when they see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people, 10,000, 15,000, 17,000 people in an area that's 10 to 15,000 people, you know, strong, what are they going to do, right? They're going to say, wow, they've got this entire Pottstown area, Murraysville, Oahu, locked down, right? You've got everything that's going on. There's no reason for them to go to the local newspaper, which is like, you know, they get a little bit of engagement here and there, but you've got it all locked down, and we've tapped into it. It's been really a delight.
Yeah. And by the way, like, you don't have to already have that audience to get traction with this, because just the authenticity in walking into a business and saying, hey, I'm in the process of building this thing for our local community. I'm in the process of starting this group, and I couldn't think of a better business to feature in here, because you are the local whatever, right? Like, you're the place, you're whatever that thing is. Like, that's going to help you get traction as well. And I think that's something that a lot of people really overthink. Like, You really think you have, like, if you're new, like, stop trying to be a big agency that has hundreds of clients.
Yeah.
You're not.
Well,
You're
one
not
of the things that caught my attention about this, you guys, is the it's kind of the elephant in the room, in my opinion, with this, right? Like, we're talking about these assets. We're talking about having a lot of followers and likes and whatever, and people being able to hack their authority. And one of the things that caught our attention about what you guys are doing is the people that are following along with what you're doing, they seem to be developing these assets that have some astronomical growth very quickly. So for, all the people that are on this, live show right now that are liking what we're saying, but they're like, well, that's great, guys. I don't have a Facebook asset with 10,000 people on it, so I know that you guys have strategies to do what you're doing, and people are following along in there. Seriously, that's the thing that has impressed me so much with it, is like, I'm always seeing people in your community talk about like the traction that they have gotten with what they've been following with you. So without giving it away, what would you say to somebody like that doesn't have that kind of asset, knowing what you know and how you do what you do? What can they expect following you guys and being able to get that kind of asset or that kind of together, or those types of results?
Yeah.
Like, how would that change their business?
It's huge, and it's literally can happen rather quickly. Like, you can build one of these. Now, anybody can build a Facebook page, right? A Facebook page is not an asset, really. The asset is the harnessed attention that you've built around that page. When you post something, an interesting piece of local content, and you've got thousands of people clicking on it, engaging with it, sharing it. So you literally, we can take one of these pages from 0 to thousands of people following it in about, 3 to 5 to 7 days.
Wow.
There's some variations depending on where you live in the world and how much you can spend on ads and things like that. But you can get traction rather quickly, and it's exciting when it happens. It's kind of addicting, and you get high off of it, it's kind of fun. And if
you guys share a lot of
that,
that
my
stuff.
screen there too, I can show you a quick example of what I'm talking about.
And you guys go over a lot of this stuff inside Local Media Hero, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, we go
By the
through
way,
all.
for those of you that are watching the stream, that just launched today, right?
Yesterday.
Oh yes, so it launched yesterday. It's on a special launch pricing right now, so
You got it.
Super inexpensive. I do have here.
So
I'm gonna let you do this first, and then I'll give you guys a link. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick example of kind of what we're talking. So this is a page around my local area here, and let me just find the post here. Where is that post? Here we go. So we just ask a simple question like this: best breakfast in Murraysville, Export, Delmont, go, right? And 295 comments later.
Oh, that's great.
So did you just boost that one?
Oh, this is 100% organic. No,
that's all organic. And that Chandra was asking if you do paid only or paid and organic. So that's all organic.
Yeah, awesome. Granted, this page has about 7,000 people who follow it, so the audience is there and built in already. We use paid ads to usually grow the pages, but once you get that growth, you can do stuff like this, which is really interesting. So what happens is you've got people tagging these business, Wade's, First Watch, Dick's Diner, The Lamplighter, right? So we're building a local brand. These businesses are seeing this, or whoever handles the social media at their business is obviously seeing this. The businesses are being tagged over and over and over again, right? Really interesting. So we find out, like, okay, what's the most popular place in town here? And then we do something like this.
Man, this is brilliant, you guys. Take my money. Take my money. That's insane.
We do a gift card giveaway. There's some stuff hooked into the back end of it, which there's not enough time to get into right now. But now we've tagged the business here, right? We went and bought a $50 gift card from them, and we're giving it away. Now, obviously, what we're covering in Local Media Hero is how to build one of those large Facebook pages, but we're also building other assets too. We're building an email list and sending out a local newsletter, which is like another portion of it. But it's really powerful. So we're kind of gauging the interest of the area, finding out what's the most popular breakfast place per se. When we kind of figure that out, we'll go get a gift card from that business and give it away and use it as bait to build an email list locally. So just a little example of what can be done.
David, can you scroll down to that other one? I just want to make one last point, and then
yeah. Where am I here? Here?
So the best breakfast. The other post.
Back to where
Think about this. Give us some likes in the stream if you're liking this strategy. My gears are really turning right now.
So if you take a look at this post here, I mean, there's nothing particularly sexy about this at all, right? I mean, it's just text. But if you notice, 295 comments, essentially, we got the opinion of a local crowd. And within those 295 comments, we were literally introduced to a ton of businesses that a lot of them, like even if they weren't tagged in the post, we can go back in there and find who they were talking about, right? And find their page and then retag them just, with a question mark. Do you mean these people here? Well, we were just introduced to 30, 40, 50, 60 businesses in our local area. Do you think that we might be able to walk through and say, hey, this is Drew and Dave from Murraysville Local Scoop.
And go, oh, yeah. They're going to say, oh, yeah, I know that. Yep, I know that. And you have instant credibility instantly.
With 60 businesses.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
That's great. Super smart. Well, hey, look, Nick and I did do something for our sharks. We did put together a little bit of a bonus package here.
As if that wasn't enough, right? As if that strategy right there was not enough.
So I'm going to show you guys this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and put I'm going to let the link go here too.
If you're running an AGM site, this is like rocket fuel for your AGM site. I mean, you have a traffic source where you can send I don't know if you saw the stats on some of those. I'm just sharing posts or articles from local newspapers a lot of the time, curating stuff. When I post something like that, literally send thousands of clicks to that local newspaper. Think about sending those thousands of clicks to your AGM site.
Yeah, and we covered that. You guys talked a lot about that on the AGM Call Wednesday, which I thought was super smart. Nick, it was when you see how they do these assets, and then you're like, oh, like you can just direct the traffic back. I was like, oh my God, like that's like what a smart play, right?
Yeah. There's so much you can do. I mean, like that post in the comments and all that stuff. Like imagine going back to all those, 60 businesses that were recommended or 200 in them and saying, you guys came highly recommended on our asset.
There you go.
So we just want to showcase you a little bit. We want to take this relationship a little further.
Yeah. Hey, I see that somebody put you in the comments here, but I noticed you're not on our local community directory site. Why the heck is that?
There you go. That's a nice twist. I love that. Hey, Tom, one more thing, which is really interesting. Like we've talked a lot of ways that this benefits you as an asset. As a local agency, if you're working with clients, you've got, businesses who you're offering marketing services to, this is a really cool thing to have access to. So imagine you're working with a local restaurant and maybe you're putting a promotion together for them. Really nice to be able to just, take a post about that promotion or a video, post it and have, a built-in, 7,000, 10,000, 15,000 people who you can access and put that offer in front of without spending a dime.
Yeah,
locally.
That's really great. Well, look, let me run through these bonuses here for you guys because I want you to see, the course itself is awesome, right? I mean, we do this just because we like to be crazy and drastically over deliver. But we did throw together some bonuses for local media heroes. So all you have to do, you go to offlinesharks.com/hero. If you click the green button, you pick this up through our link, which it's very inexpensive right now, but it won't be for long. You'll get all these bonuses delivered instantly, along with Drew and Dave's awesome strategies and teaching you how to build these assets yourself. So here's what we got. So our shark bonus number 1 is uncovering opportunities in your local area. It's a $99 value, right? So this is a training we did on just finding these opportunities that everyone else is missing. There's a ton of opportunities for everyone on this call in your backyard. I guarantee it. In this training, we talk about how you find those. Shark bonus number 2 is building a local influencer ecosystem. It's a $99 value, right? So look, the local audience, as you guys know, Drew and Dave will tell you, it's one of the most valuable assets you can control, right? Not just for your clients. So, but when you build this whole little influencer ecosystem, which is kind of what we call it, you reap the rewards in the long term, right? This is how you recession-proof your business. This is how you build long game assets and continue to grow over time. So that's bonus number 2. Bonus number 3 is local prospecting with Alignable. This is another training. This again, a $99 value. This is another training that we just had someone recently close a client through Alignable. They shared it in I don't know where the win was that they did that, but Alignable is an often overlooked place where you can get clients. And I know we've had several members that have used it and gotten really good traction with it, but we don't really talk about it that much, but we did a training on it. You guys will love it. It's great. You get that as part of the bonus package. Plus, bonus number 4 is get PR without selling your soul. So this was another guest training. So I was introduced. It was interesting how this all happened. I was introduced to a woman who had something to do with every door direct mail at a high level at the post office, but she also had a book on how to get PR. And she had an amazing story because she had ended up on some huge national, I think the Wall Street Journal did a feature article on her, and she literally was working as a janitor at the time, and she got a piece done about her in the Wall Street Journal through her PR efforts. And she came on one of our Shark trainings, and she talked about how she did that, her PR tactics, and they were really great. So we are including that. And then Shark exclusive bonus number 5. It's Nick's business nurturing email swipe file, $450 value. So you get all those, it's just under $900 in total value, but you get it free. All you do is click the big green button, pick up local media hero through a link. You get all those delivered instantly. And if you have any questions about anything or access, you can always reach out to the team, offlinesharks.com/support.
Great bonuses. I want that alignable course. I want to check that out.
I'm buying that bonus.
We can send them to you.
A couple questions here, guys. Are there OTOs, and do they need them to be successful with that front end offer?
Yeah, there are a few. No, they're not needed. Everything that you need to build and grow and use your local Media Hero page is included in the actual training itself. There's a few other items and offers to help save you some time per se. Nice. And we have an offer that is another training about building an actual newsletter locally, as well as your local Media Hero page. So no, they're not necessary in order to make a go of what we're teaching you in the main training.
Awesome. And I know you have another course. It's LMA. Someone's asking, how is this different than LMA?
Yeah, it's kind of we just kind of changed the name on it, and this is it's a current updated version of that, streamlined. And Drew and I have been at this for a while, so we're constantly learning new things, new strategies and tactics for growing and building these things. So it's really an updated version of that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay. Any other questions, anybody? We got a couple more minutes. Richard is, how much is this 99? I don't understand the question, but Richard, I think you'd probably crush it with this. This is a guy that has probably 20 AGM sites.
Like 25 AGM directories.
Richard's moving to the East Coast too right now. So, Richard, you could go in there and come out swinging by building an asset in your new town.
All right, don't come near Pittsburgh or Philadelphia.
Uh-oh. Man, Richard, he gets to work fast too. He might take out the entire East Coast quick. Somebody says, do you have a viral growth campaign behind the gift card offer?
There is not. We're just building an email list.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea, but in that specific one, there's not. No.
Yeah.
Well, and that's important that you guys realize, look, again, there's a lot of things you can be doing, but even just getting traction in the fundamental, what's the fundamental part of all that? Just building the email list.
Listen, we've got an email. So I live in a community of about 17,000 people here. Our email list for our newsletter has about 7,000 people on it.
Yeah.
Do you think I've got a little power, a little asset in my back pocket that helps me out as an agency here?
Yeah. Well, and and the reason I bring that up is to just kind of point out, a lot of people would not take the action because they would want to figure out how to do the viral growth campaign on the back end. And as a result, they would end up never doing anything, right? More important that you do the fundamental and just get it going. Just
give me the email address. Keep them coming. Give me the emails.
Richard is
email is not dead.
No.
Yeah, nope.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, Nick, I don't see any other questions coming in.
Oh, somebody says, running this kind of page must take a lot of your time. Do you have VAs running them?
We do now.
Yes, we do now.
Yeah, but it honestly, like we cover a lot of strategies in the training to help you take care of this on a daily basis consistently, where it's not going to consume a lot of your day. Because honestly, this is not what you want to spend your time doing every day. You want to be doing, revenue generating activities, sales, prospecting, things like that. So we've got a lot of strategies built into the training that will help you get this handled in a timely manner each and every day. And I would recommend everybody do it at first and kind of figure out how it works and the flow, and then absolutely find a VA or a team member or a family member who can take this off your plate.
Sounds like a great job for a teenage daughter.
Yep.
Or two of them.
Or two of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got 3 of them?
I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
My daughter's actually building one for her college campus. So
there you go.
Great.
Smart.
What a great idea. Awesome. Well, look, while some last minute questions are coming in, Nick, we do need to do one more thing before we run out of time.
Let's do it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Oh, I'm fired up now.
Money
I
talks.
love the
Money
talk.
talks.
That's right.
So for those of you that went to the shout out post at the beginning of this stream, we shared it at the beginning, so you have to be here at the beginning to get the link, but it is in the Facebook group. And for those of you that did, wish a congratulations to all of our shout out people. We picked a couple of you at random, like we do on every stream, and we're going to send some Cash App money right now to Kristen Bedard and Jacqueline Heath. Congratulations. And thanks for congratulating our shout outs. I think you both were on our shout outs too. So look at that. Wow.
Yeah, here, let's do. There you go. That was awesome. Somebody, hey, David, real quick, do you happen to have, if you don't have one handy, that's fine. Do you happen to have a copy of one of your newsletters that someone could look at?
I'd have to go pull one up, but we can, post one in the thread or
maybe
something.
just give me an idea of like, what do you normally put in the newsletter?
Yeah. So we don't create any unique content for the most part. Sometimes we do like a little business feature ad or whatever, but for the most part, we're just curating and aggregating local content from newspapers, Facebook events, images from locally. It's really, really simple. So the big key is just consistency, getting it out each and every week. But there's nothing complex about it. I don't have any writers or anything like that. We have some strategies for, compiling all that content each and every week. And then we use some tools that make it really easy to build out these newsletters. Like I can literally sit down and put one together in like 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah. It's not some like big thing that's going to encompass your life, because you don't want that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, Richard says he's in and you should be in too. So head over to offlinesharks.com/hero, grab the shark bonuses, pick up this amazing product. Drew, Dave, thanks so much, man, for coming and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Good luck on the launch. And if you guys have any questions for us, you can always ask on the Facebook group, or you can hit us up at support@offlinesharks.com/support.
Yeah, just tag us here in this thread and we're happy to jump in and answer questions.
Awesome.
Appreciate that, guys.
Nick, anything you want to say before we wrap it up and get to this lovely Friday evening and amazing weekend?
Yeah, I mean, man, this has been a great live stream and such an incredible strategy. Like I said, I've been like the whole time just been looking at some of these metrics and the topic and the idea. And I've just been, in my mind, I'm like, man, there's so many things that you can do with this. There's so much opportunity there. And like I said, the thing that stuck out to me is all the people in your community that are following along with this and getting so much traction and eyeballs and attention on their assets. And it's crazy. So, for people that don't have the authority, don't have the credibility, or even if you do, and you're just trying to, 2X what you're doing or have, more leverage in it. I mean, what would adding an asset like this do to your business if you have a business, or even if you don't have a business? Either way, you're going to crush it with it. It's going to massively help you.
Yeah.
So it's something
One of the things we
so
didn't even
powerful.
mention this, but obviously you can sell advertising, sponsorships, and stuff
There's
like
so
that.
many things. There's
Yeah.
so many things, you
We
guys.
don't really get involved in that part of it just because we use it as a client connection tool and an asset for our agency. But there's a whole nother opportunity right there also.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I highly recommend everybody go to the link, offlinesharks.com/hero. It's on a special launch pricing. It's stupidly priced right now.
It is.
You know, you can't. I can't even.
Me.
I can't even stress it enough. So go to it. You know, check it out. Just see what we have to offer. Our bonuses, obviously, are next level too. Pick it up and make sure to share your assets in our community so we can take a look. Because I mean, I'm excited to see what you all are going to do with that.
Love
Yeah.
it.
So,
Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Stay safe out there, everybody. Practice Aloha. We'll see you next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly marketing jam session. Always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.